cool, and they are the only ones that are doing it. So that was cool. And the last one, because I picked 5 for you tonight, is the Commoner downtown. So the Commoner is located in the basement of Hotel Monaco, and right there by Grant Street. Very hip motel, hotel area. A lot of weddings held there, a lot of conventions. The rooms are very jazzy, very expensive and everything else. But downstairs in the basement is this little speakeasy like restaurant called the Commoner. It's actually like 2 years old now about. They recently redid their menu just a little bit, but they have this cheeseburger that is handmade and delicious. But it's just your basic burger. It's got the cheese, it's got the bacon, it's got a nice bun. There's nothing too flashy about it, but it just tastes great when you want a cheeseburger downtown. So they were my last pick.
Oh, so they're close to the U.S. Steel Tower.
Absolutely, they are. Yes. They just built a whole bunch of apartments across the street from them. It's the old Alcoa building. I'm getting very Pittsburghese now with my directions, but it's across from the old Alcoa building with the rounded square windows that they made into apartments. It's like right by that area.
That's the most Pittsburgh thing ever. You know where that thing used to be? Oh yeah.
And that weird melon park that's like kind of cool, but only for like 3 months out of the year. But the rest of the time it's like kind of creepy. But yeah, that's how I feel about that park right there in like the middle of that area. Like during the summertime, it's great. Like the fountains going, everything like that. During like the fall and winter, it's just like a barren wasteland of like benches. Like, yeah, Mellon Park. That's kind of like what it is, too. Whoa. It's right there, too.
Oh, you mean Mellon Square?
Yeah, Mellon Square, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's like, during the summertime, like I said, it's nice. But during the winter, it's kind of just like, wow. It's all quiet and kind of creepy. And it's like, just like benches.
Yeah, barren. Yeah.
There's nothing up
sad.
There. Yeah. Every once in a while, guys walking through there asking for change or a cigarette, but you know.
Oh, well, thank you so much. So what's going on at Bold Pittsburgh?
Just a lot. We're getting ready for the holidays. So, today we will have a piece up on Stout Pub and Kitchen, which we recently went to. And by tomorrow, we should have the lowdown scoop on Light Up Night this weekend coming up. And which I'll be splitting my time Light Up Night in between Light Up Night and the opening night of Sweat at Pittsburgh Public Theater is happening this weekend also. So that's kind of what we got going on this week. A whole lot we're getting ready for the holidays. All right.
Very busy.
Very busy.
Oh yeah. It's gonna get really crowded and busy the next couple months with the holidays and stuff.
Absolutely. And the guys, I have a podcast about sports, and the guys are in the middle of NFL season, so they've got their picks and their fantasies going. So they're on every week talking about sports, of course, because what's Pittsburgh without sports?
Exactly. That's my life. That's mostly what this podcast is just us babbling about sports.
Yes, I can't, and yeah, I kind of tune it out anymore. The drama this year is way too much with Lev Bell and everything else, man. It's too much. It's too much this year.
I agree.
I'm just thankful they're winning.
Yes. Oh yeah. Because when they don't, then that's when it gets really dramatic.
Right. Then that's when the uproar begins. Like,
you ever notice that when the Steelers win, everybody's happy, but when they lose, they're just the next day they're just miserable. Just just a lousy attitude. Everybody's a little bit down.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my household is a sports household. So, I mean, like, we wake up to ESPN on, and most nights we go to sleep right after, like, KDKA sports and stuff. So it's like, it's very much a sports household. And it gets very grumpy around here whenever the Steelers are losing.
Yeah.
And I work, and it's just, ew, it's just not a happy life.
It's a sports team. Don't let it affect your life. Stop it.
Well, it's so funny you said that, because I did used to work in PNC Park up until last year, because when I saw the boycott start, I gave my resignation to working in PNC Park.
No way. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was actually afraid that I would make no money, because I was waiting tables in there, and I was like, well, I'm not going to make any money this season because we're going to be empty. So I don't think I'll be working this season.
Well, you were right.
I was, and
I mean, the attendance was down like 25% or something like that. So, you're right.
They didn't even replace me when I left. Like, that's
there you
how
go.
it was. They were like, okay, then somebody else is just going to cover your section, because there's just no point in hiring another person for it.
I used to have an Italian restaurant, and it's such a terrible thing when business goes down, and servers, who that's the only way they're making money, is if people show up, and when people don't show up, it just is a bad situation, and you're sending people home, and it's like, yeah, but I'm want to make money. What am I supposed to do? But so it's a terrible situation. So
yeah.
Oh boy.
I was lucky it was my third job, so at that point I was like, it's okay.
Yeah, well, there you go. All right. Thank you so much. This was awesome. We need to do this more often. I thought I knew some places in Pittsburgh, but I have never heard of any of these places, so I can't wait to go try these places. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me on again.
All right. So Amanda Narcisi, you are AL Narcisi on Twitter, and check you out at boldpgh.com. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now that Bohemian Rhapsody has come out and been a big hit, thought we would talk about the best Queen songs, or at least our favorite ones. With me is Kyle Senra. He is at Nyama_KS on Twitter. He's a writer for Going for Two, Full Press Coverage, Flurry Sports, Dynasty Dads, also a musician for Nyama Sound. Kyle, how you doing?
I'm doing great today, Joe.
Awesome. Thanks for being on. And also with me is Brad Reyes. He is at Mean Mr. Mode on Twitter. He is a play draft analyst for the Quant Edge. So I did a poll, and I guess to no surprise, Bohemian Rhapsody had the biggest one, got the most votes. But what here, Brad, we'll start with you. What's your top 10?
Well, my top 10 starts out when I was a little kid, actually. We Will Rock You, which was out when I was, basically a toddler. So it's one of the first rock songs I remember knowing the words to, as I could sing along with as a small child. So We Will Rock You is number 10. Very, very sentimental song to me. And then we have number 9, Flash's theme from Flash Gordon. I just love it. Every time I hear it, I snicker for about half an hour.
That is such a great thing. Like, Flash!
Yeah. Defender of the universe. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, like, how can you not love that? That's
Sure, tonally it's not a great piece of music, but it's iconic.
Yeah.
Then for 8 I have Teo Toriata, Off the Day at the Races. It's the song that's actually half sung in Japanese, so I didn't know half the song meant for a very long time. And then we have... Don't ask me now.
Wait, is that what it means, or is that just your void answer?
No, it means let us cling together.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
a good positive message.
Yeah, it's a very nice song. It's one of their better songs. I mean, in terms of musical quality from their, it's not campy, if that makes sense. So I like Teo Toriata. Then we have The Show Must Go On from Innuendo. I really love the Innuendo album in general, but yeah, The Show Must Go On is a really good song for me. I Want It All off The Miracle, which was another good later album for Queen. And I Want It All, I think everybody knows that song by now. And basically it's just Freddie Mercury showing off. He's just so much cleaner a singer then. Then we have number 5, Another One Bites the Dust, another sort of 70s-ish deal. It came out in 1980. But yeah, I remember it very well as a child because it was just a catchy, stupid disco song. So I'll always love Another One Bites the Dust more than I probably should. And then number 4, we start getting into songs that are more contemporarily known. Everybody likes them. We Are the Champions from News of the World, which is really one of their better albums. We Are the Champions. Just, I don't know, it's the cockiest song I've ever heard, and I really love it.
Oh my God, no time for losers because we are the champions of the world. Like, that is the greatest line ever. And it's like, oh, let me check my schedule. Yeah, no time for losers. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're the champions of the world. I don't got any time for you. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it just really cuts it down to the brass tacks, doesn't it? And then we number 3 for me is Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm sure it's everybody's favorite song. I kind of got sick of it as a kid. It was in heavy rotation on MTV. If you remember the early 80s.
It's still one of the most overplayed rock songs ever.
Yeah, like I said, it's a matter of taste, and here I just kind of got sick of hearing it. So it's a great song. It's kind of funny, actually. I don't know what the hell it means, but it's enjoyable.
I didn't know. Well, I have to admit, I'm a very casual Queen fan, but I didn't know of the song when I heard of, like, in the 80s. If you told me Queen, I'd say, oh, We Are the Champions, We Will Rock You, maybe Another One Bites the Dust. That's what I was a very casual fan. And then Wayne's World comes out, and they have that scene of Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. So,
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you gotta really don't take it seriously.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure if they took it seriously either.
I remember in the 80s as a kid watching the video on MTV. I kind of thought they took it seriously.
Yeah, all the vocal tracks. There's like over 120 of them or something. I think they took it seriously.
Yeah. Then number 2, my second favorite song is Innuendo off the Innuendo album. I don't know. I think everybody in that band got a chance to show off their talent. So if you get a chance to listen to that, I mean, the guitar work's fantastic. The vocals are fantastic. The bass, everything was just at their pinnacle with the Innuendo song. And then we have my number 1 favorite song. It's another sentimental song to me, but Who Wants to Live Forever off of A Kind of Magic, but I really listened to it in the Highlander soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. Highlander, yeah.
So Highlander was a big Queen moment for me. I really enjoyed that movie, and their soundtrack was really good. One of their underrated bands with soundtracks, really.
Why? What else did they do with soundtracks?
Well, Flash Gordon.
Besides Flash Gordon.
Well, okay, two really good soundtracks. Not known for them. They should be, they should be really. How many rock bands do more than one soundtrack? Like Toto got Dune.
I'm pretty sure I Want It All was in some kind of movie or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure it had to be in something, so.
Yeah, that's a little different than doing a whole soundtrack for an album. So I get what he means by that.
Yeah.
A whole soundtrack. I mean, they did 2 whole soundtracks, which is actually a ton for a rock band as far as I know. Unless anybody's got, I mean, like I said, Toto had Dune. That's the only other rock band I can think of off the top of my head.
I guess the